How you going, guys? Look, I'm doing a video today on how to stop your pardus lever screws coming undone. A lot of you would have had the same problem that I've had with the lever coming undone in this joint here and where it attaches onto the back of the bolt carrier as well. Now, the reason for that basically is, or what should be happening, is, as you know, this is a shoulder screw. So it's got a smooth part for the lever to pivot onto. And so basically what should happen is this screw, when it goes through and you screw it up nice and tight, basically you'll see that the thread is through the other side to put the locking screw in and lock it. But basically you'll see the smooth part is tied up against the lever. So the screw cannot physically go anymore because it's too wide. It's got the smooth part, the pivoting part. Now what should happen is when you put this, attach the other side of the lever, or when you attach the other part of the mechanism, so I'll just put that in quickly for you. Basically what happens is there's not enough room where this shoulder screw goes through. There wasn't enough, there wasn't enough of the shoulder bit coming through. So you could tighten this really rock tight or too tight. And the problem was it grabbed the bolt because it was too tight. And even if it's not too tight, you still get it coming loose. And the reason for that is because, like I said, it's grabbing the screw and it's causing it to come undone and turn slowly and becomes looser and looser regardless of the locking screw. And that's also the same situation up on this side where it attaches to the bolt carrier. It's also got another shoulder screw there, and there's not enough, it's too thick, the steel, or it hasn't been drilled correctly down enough because basically, yeah, it's the same story. You could tighten it and become too tight, or even if it was reasonably tight, it'd still grab the screw because there just wasn't enough it wasn't thin enough. There wasn't enough thread that came through. So basically what you have to do is, to fix the problem, very simple, is shave the back off either with a file or a bench grinder or whatever. Shave the back off here, and what that does is basically it makes it thinner. So where it attaches, it's not as thick. So only the inside part of that is only on the shoulder, on the smooth bit, and the screw's already tight. So it can move, it can pivot, even though the screw will be tight, so it won't grab the screw and undo it. And it's the same story on the other side where it attaches to the bolt carrier. Basically, you also shave a bit off the back so more of the screw can get through and it can tighten up against the shoulder bit. And so basically I'll show you that quickly. Well, I'll show you one of them because it's the same principle either side, whether it's on the bolt or the lever. And I had Loctite of these and they still didn't work. So look, basically, just tighten this up. It's a bit of a pain. Look, and essentially the problem is it's poor manufacturing. It's just poor manufacturing. If they had done this in the beginning or drilled the holes to the correct depth to match where the shoulder screw pivot point goes tight against the thing, you wouldn't have had any of these issues of it coming undone so easy. So basically, look, the screw's done up rock tight. The screw's done up rock tight, and this can move freely, even though the screw is rock tight. Now, before, if you did that rock tight, this would be getting tight. Now this is completely loose. Because I've shaved some off, it's made it thinner. So now this is only sitting on the pivot part. So now it's loose, and you can see, no matter how tight you do that, it will not grab, it won't tighten this arm up so it doesn't loosen the screw. So it can move freely. It is not loosening that screw at all. And it's the same story with the other side. When I do this up, this can move perfectly freely on the pivot point, on the shoulder part, the smooth part. And even when it's fully tight, it can still move completely freely. So you don't have it levering and loosening the screw off by putting pressure on the screw and undoing it. and that's what was happening. So all you have to do is basically get this section, grind off. If you've got a problem up here, you might not, but if you do, grind the back edge of this and grind the back edge of this one as well, and down, and get it enough so when you tighten the screw up fully, when it goes tight against the thicker shoulder part against the other side, when it goes tight, the screw can't move. This should be able to move completely freely. Now, obviously you want to get it as close as possible because you want to try and limit as much movement. You don't want to have huge amounts of movement, but just enough so it can move freely and it doesn't undo the bolt. And that's all you have to do, and that fixes that problem. Now, on top of that, I'm probably going to Loctite this one. That's probably also another good idea to do because, you know, then you probably won't have any dramas whatsoever with it. And you possibly could Loctite that with something, with the Loctite, I think it's 243, the one that you can do undo with hand tools, also might be a good idea. So then that way you don't have to worry at all about your lever coming undone. So guys, I'm gonna put it all back together in my shotgun, and we'll see how it goes. So yeah, I'll pause the video and then I'll come back to it. Okay guys, I've got it back together. So I've put it all back together. I put the mechanism back in. Now you can see the joint. Now this kind of shows exactly what I was talking about. If you watch the screw, it doesn't have the locking screw in yet. It's still out. So it's just this single screw holding this lever together. When you turn the lever, you'll see that the screw is turning. Now that proves that it's no longer catching and undoing. It's tightened to this part, so it's moving exactly in unison with this part. It's not undoing against the other part. It's just, and so it's on a bit of an angle now as well. So that's also something to remember. So when it's up proper, and it's got the locking screw, it'll work even better. But as you can see, it's basically not undoing because this screw is tight. It's tight against this. So this part moves completely free on the pivot point. So that's perfect. That's exactly what we're after. So hopefully now with the when I put the locking screw in, that'll make sure that it definitely does not come undone. And it'll be good to go, and I can smash the rounds out and I don't have to worry about the lever coming undone. So yep, guys, I hope that helps you, because I'm sure a lot of you out there also have the same problem that I'm having. So yeah, I'll put up another video later of testing it out and see how it goes. But I'm pretty confident that it's all going to work out with this mod. So thanks for that, guys. Catch you later.